Well, tonight only on CBS 12 News, we are showing you the ins and outs of the COVID-19 vaccine trial. For months now, our Stephanie Valderrama has been covering everything from volunteers being enrolled to the vaccine rollout.
Well, today she got the first 2 doses of the experimental Johnson & Johnson Janssen COVID-19 vaccine as part of a COVID-19 vaccine trial that's currently underway in our area. And Stephanie, was it what you expected?
I'll be honest, I really didn't know what to expect, but I felt like it was so necessary to participate in this trial because for months I've stood in front of this camera and reported to our viewers about how important it is to reach herd immunity, which we can only accomplish through vaccination and together finally eradicate this pandemic. And it was no short process. It was a 3-hour-long process from start to finish. The first hour was an extensive dive into my medical history, from every medication I take to allergies and even a physical. I also had to read and sign a 33-page consent form. Now, the second hour, the nurse took my vitals several times, and then I was taken to another area where another nurse took a nose swab and 2 vials of blood. After waiting for paperwork to go through, it was finally time to move into the vaccination room. And there I spoke with the physician who would be giving me the injection, and he once again explained the process. Finally, the lab called that the vaccine was mixed and ready for administration, and moments later, they injected me. Initially, there was a small burn, but after being monitored for about 15 minutes as required, I actually felt great. And here's the doctor explaining what makes the Johnson & Johnson vaccine different from the Moderna and Pfizer vaccine.
The Johnson & Johnson vaccine uses a different technology. The viral particles are packed into an adenovirus 26, which usually causes common cold, and that is injected into the body. As it reaches the cell, it enters the cell, and tells the cell to produce spike proteins again. And the spike proteins will stimulate the immune system to produce antibodies.
So like I mentioned, right now I am feeling fine, and I'll have the second vaccine in about 2 months from now. I do want to make it clear this is an experimental vaccine and has not received emergency use authorization at this time. And because this is an experimental trial, there is a 50% chance that I did receive the placebo. Jim, Liz?
And Stephanie, why did you decide to personally participate in this trial as opposed to reporting on someone who's doing it?
Well, I definitely want to be part of the solution. And I think personally, back on January 2020, I hugged my dad for the last time. He's 80 years old and immunocompromised, and I didn't realize it would be the last time I hugged him, and it makes me emotional thinking about it because I know so many of our viewers can probably relate to that. And so I'm hopeful this vaccine does give me hope that if I did get the vaccine, I'm 60 days away from getting the second dose, and maybe I can finally hug my father again.
And to be part of this trial, they asked you so much information up at the front of this. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, I really, like I said, they told me it was going to be a 3-hour-long process, but I thought that it was just going to be like the blood drawing and stuff. There was a lot of waiting around, but they really did dive into my medical history. I mean, from the day I was born to yesterday.
Okay.
So
What's next?
So like I said, I get the next dose in 60 days, but I do have a follow-up appointment in February. So hopefully I'll be able to take the viewers along for that as well.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Looking forward to your report at 11.